And the two central defenders have decided, at least for the moment, to stay put and not to go forward. City take, goes short, Okiang. Well, he's looking for Fleming, very ambitious one, and reading the flight path of the ball expertly there was the makeshift left back, Carol Chambers. Chambers I've also seen play in the middle of the park. So a very adaptable young player. Kevin O'Connor trying to thread it down towards Dara O'Connor, but it breaks down and doesn't come to anything. A. Dervin instead. O'Brien involved. This time Chambers dispossessed. Fleming. And the referee blowing his whistle. I think it was a foul by Fleming in the build-up to that. Charlie Fleming, who spent 5 years with Cove Ramblers, has played a lot of football for one so young. He's just 22 years of age. Joe Gorman to take it. Joe, a Dubliner, joined from Cliftonville, first year at Longford. That was just over the head of Sam Verdon. Cian Coleman, again accurate. This is going to be Chambers who'll win this one. Taking on Coleman, who got in that right boot. And then Okian comes in to help, and Dara O'Connor. McGlade now. Cork City buzzing, looking to try and get a lead goal here. All the way out towards Fleming. And the final cross is a disappointing one from Charlie Fleming. So it remains 0-0. And Neil Fenn giving his team plenty of encouragement. A lot of players getting a lot of opportunity to play in the Premier Division of the League of Ireland with Cork City. He's been encouraging young players. Haven't got a huge budget at Cork City anyway, so they've had to do so. That's all the way up there towards Rob Manley. Graham Cummins has done really well. Sliding in there to win that one was Ronan Hurley. Under pressure from Rob Manley. Throw which is taken quickly by O'Connor. Cummins. Well, Bosson opting to drive it away down here. Murphy's good in the air. Anticipating, however, was A. Dervin for Longford. Good play on his part. In here as far as McNally. Got stuck under his feet. One back by Fleming. Okiang. In it comes towards Dara O'Connor. O'Connor raiding edge of the penalty area. Dylan McGlade. Oh, lost his way completely, and Chambers booting it, but only booting it to the opposing left back, and that's Kevin O'Connor. Good solid tackle there. Two players involved, utterly committed. Elworthy and Hurley. In the end, it's Joe Manley who whips it away down. Olohu linking up with his goalkeeper. Once again, it's going to be Liam Bosson's possession, the 24-year-old, Belgian-born, Irish under-21 international, ex-Nottingham Forest as well. There was a rumour at one stage during the lockdown that he might have remained on and played his football in Belgium. Cork City glad to see him back in the SSE Electricity League of Ireland and in the Extra.ie FAI Cup, which this is, of course, tonight, the first round of. McGlade beaten in the air, comfortably so by Carl Chambers. Manley. Olohu showing good awareness as he leapt in the air that time, spotted where O'Connor was. Cagey play now at this stage in the game. Not too many chances coming for either team. McGlade, Coleman, Coleman again from Fleming. And it's Darragh O'Connor looking to unlock that Longford Town defence. Helped out by Hurley. Deep into the penalty area. A couple of players were arriving but not on time. Promising, but in the end not producing anything for Cork City, which has just about summed up their season so far. Only goal they scored was from a corner kick. It was in the game against Finn Harps, and Alec Byrne was the one who scored it. Not listed in tonight's team sheet. Dennison. Rob Manley's head. Grimes popping around everywhere. Clever play. Grimes. Dervin. O'Brien wanting it. Forward instead to Sam Verdon. Now McNally. And McNally challenged, and the referee in the end says it's going to be a Cork City possession, Cork City goal kick. And a change about to be made by Longford Town. And coming into the match is going to be Aaron McCabe, number 15. So McCabe comes on. Change made. And the player who made his way off, Dylan Grimes. Well, let's see if that will offer Longford Town something new, something different. Coleman. Olohu. Playing nice football. Okiang. O'Connor. Graham Cummins has time to pick out Coleman here. Now, who'll be the fresher for the last half an hour of this match, if there is only a half an hour left in it? There could be a lot more. Cummins. Down at the feet of Kevin O'Connor, looking up, spotting where Murphy is, but there are an awful lot of Longford Town defenders there as well. And he really does have quite a thankless task. Referee's going to have a word with him now about being just a little bit too physical in his approach. Connor Simpson is a player that Cork City has signed in the last week. 20-year-old from Preston. They've also got a couple of players who are going through the quarantine period at the present time. 19-year-old Kit Elliott and 30-year-old Scott Fennick. By my reckoning, they should be out of quarantine by Friday night. But that has to be confirmed. Not sure if we will see them against Sligo Rovers. A very, very important game for both clubs. And again, you can watch it live here on watchloi.ie. Game starts at 7:45. Free to Longford. Dervin taking. Elworthy. Knocked forward there, and the referee spots the flag on the far side. There was an offside by Rob Manley. Well, they've been playing for over an hour now without either side being able to convert a chance. Here comes Manley again. Rob Manley. This is the new man in McCabe. Cummins. O'Brien bringing it down under control. Quick look ahead here. And knocked away by Okiang again. Elworthy. And that's an impossible ball for Aaron McCabe to contain, the man who's just come in the last couple of moments. Made his debut against Wexford Youths last August. And a winning start as well for Longford Town in that match. They won 2-0 away with goals by Dean Byrne and Aaron Dobbs. Kevin O'Connor ready to throw. Hurley just missing. Longford ready to pounce. Manley unable to get a shot away. Well won in the air that time by Joe Manley. Chambers digging it out. Gorman. Verdon's making a move in between the two lines of Cork City's central defenders and midfielders. Nobody able to reach him, and he looks a very frustrated figure right now, number 10, Sam Verdon. Two goals for him in that match against Athlone at the weekend, both of them coming just before half-time. And he is the team captain tonight. So somebody else has to come out of their house and return the football from those lovely houses over there on the Derrynane Road. Meanwhile, we found another one. Ronan Hurley ready to throw this. Players come through the ranks at Cork City's academy, the 20-year-old. Getting it back from a Glade. Longford in control at the back right now. Dennison ready to give it plenty of air. Olohu taking it around his immediate opponent, but in the end giving it away to Chambers. Dervin, Chambers again. Dervin back out to McNally. Good tackle by Olohu. Wanted to make sure that the Longford attack didn't reach the opposing penalty area. Clever. Chambers neatly in field. O'Brien. Verdon looking for McCabe. Verdon striking it. No great power behind it. And the new man who's just come in, Aaron McCabe, sees his shot come off a defender, and it's gone for a corner kick. Promising few moments there for Longford Town, and they're about to make another change. And in a moment, Callum Warfield will be coming in, and the player that he will be replacing will be, in fact, they're bringing two players in. They're also bringing Dean Zambra in.
Substitution for Longford, number 8, Rob Manley, replaced by number 24, Callum Warfield. And number 10, Sam Verdon, replaced by number 6, Dean Zambra.
So Zambra and Warfield come in. And Sam Verdon is one of those going off, the man who had the armband. And he gives the armband to Dean Zambra. First thing that he's going to do is go up there and try to get the lead goal in this match for Longford Town. 3 changes then made by Longford. Let's see if it has the desired effect, as Cummins got his head to it, belted it out. City have it, but it's with Longford again and Matthew O'Brien. Callum Warfield, big tall man, gets it in, and it was missed completely by Aaron McCabe. He had a chance. Chambers strikes but misses. Disappointing finish there at the end of all of that by Carl Chambers. But just before that, that ball was played cleverly in, and it landed at the feet of Aaron McCabe, and it was a fresh air kick, and City got away with it. Stays 0-0, 66, nearly 67 minutes are gone. Dean Zambra, one of those in the middle of it right now, very experienced player. The skipper, who's played at Turner's Cross a number of times. And there, running into the challenge and winning the free kick, was Aaron McNally. Taken quickly. Elworthy. Warfield in an attacking role right now. So two of the players you might have expected to be very impactful, no longer part of the game for Longford, with Rob Manley and Sam Verdon having been substituted. Well, it's not a case any longer, of course, in cup football of hanging on for a draw to the 90th minute and taking them back to our place midweek for a cup replay. That's not going to happen. There has to be a winner here. First division, third place in that first division, Longford Town, battling. Zambra has it, up against Cork City from the Premier Division. Zambra to Elworthy. I have to say, I don't blame them on a hot day like this. Joe Manley, Fleming, keeping it moving in there. But again, it's the goalkeepers. Dean Zambra. McCabe. Elworthy. Joe Manley, again picking out Aaron McCabe. Fresh threat now for Cork City, raiding on that flank. Linking up there with A. Dervin. Zambra calling out the instructions. Elworthy pushing it ahead. Skipper looking to try and play it down into that corner. Matthew O'Brien. They've got the very, very tall Callum Warfield waiting in the penalty area should that ball come across, but it's nicked away cleverly, that time by Okieng. Out to McGlade, looking for Cian Murphy, who looks very weary up front there. McCabe towards Warfield, up against Cummins. That was a push in the back, and it's got to be a free out. Approaching 70 minutes gone at Turner's Cross. Cork City about to make a change, and Dale Holland is about to come in, number 26. Player going off is Dara O'Connor. So Dale getting his opportunity of playing some cup football here at Turner's Cross. Oh, it's a poor clearance there from Bosson. Very, very lucky that the Longford player wasn't able to control it. McNally. He would have been right in the clear had he done so. Better quality football was played during the opening 45 minutes. Nearly 25 minutes of the second half gone. Still we are waiting for the opening goal. This time it's Matthew O'Brien who's upended. Longford Town have themselves the free kick. Shane Elworthy. Well, it would be a major feather in Longford Town's cap if they were to knock Cork City out of the FAI Cup here on their own ground in Turner's Cross. They still have it all to do, finding a bit of form in this match, which they haven't always been showing in the league matches up to now. But it's a Longford Town free kick. Or is it going to be that? The referee does give it to Longford back with their possession. McNally. Fleming is up against him. McNally gives it to Dervin. Chambers. Now Elworthy. Good vision. Back into space here, but too near the goalkeeper before Matthew O'Brien could make his run decisively and get in behind the back three in Cork City's case. Hurley operating on that left wing position, just like Fleming's on this right wing. O'Brien moved, and O'Brien then got possession, and the official's flag on this near side was immediately raised. Well, they have about under 20 minutes, perhaps 18 minutes or thereabouts to resolve this in the 90. Otherwise the game goes on a bit longer. Cummins heading it away. Longford will have the throw. Longford who've got a key match against Galway on their schedule next Friday in Galway. Hoping to keep the pressure on those above them in the first division. Cabinteely leading on 13 points. And then 10 points, joint 10 points, you've got Bray and Longford Town. Bray recently had a 2-0 victory over Longford Town. So on goal difference, Bray are in second. Cork City down at the bottom. And they know that they've got to try and win key matches against teams down and around that area to get themselves out of trouble. but they're improving the quality of the football that they've been playing. Rearranged the shape of the team a little bit tonight, but that was as much as anything to give certain key players a night off and a chance to rest in time for the big one coming up on Friday against Sligo. Okay. Dale Holland getting a touch. Kevin O'Connor drilling this one across here. Fleming deceived by the bounce. Neil Fenn says to his team, play the ball simply, don't give it away. Joe Gorman. Fleming. Holland trying to control, watching Dervin. Zambra. Out as far as Elworthy. Manley. Again, trying to sum up what's on for his team. Trying to get past the cover of pretty blanket defence from Cork City's point of view. Chambers, Dervin, battling, winning it. Good play by A. Dervin. McNally's cross. Couple of players waiting for it. McCabe's one of them. It was a chance. And it's been touched and it's gone out for a corner kick. But Aaron McCabe once again at the far side of the penalty area, getting possession. A fierce drive which got a touch. And a corner kick for Longford Town. Still 0-0. 75 minutes are gone. And it'll be Dean Zambra, the captain, has come on in the last 10 or 15 minutes, ready to take this corner kick. Out it comes, beyond Gorman. Gorman's delivery once again. Does it handled? Ball touched, and the referee does see a handball, and it's got to be a free kick to Cork City. Mighty relieved, I'm sure. More changes coming. And now it'll be Ricardo Dinanga, number 28, who will come on. And the player making way for them is going to be Ronan Hurley. So 3 changes made per team at this stage. Managers looking for the edge wherever they can find it. Looking for what they hope will be a late winning goal at this stage in the first round of the Dinanga now down there. Played in the Munster Cup competitions recently. City beaten by Rockmount in the final of that. Oh, that ball came up very awkwardly indeed off Joe Gorman, goalkeeper well positioned. And a race on here. Callum Warfield. Oh, Warfield and Cummins. And what's the referee going to do here? Was it a clear opportunity? It was, and Graham Cummins has been sent off. Red card shown to Graham Cummins with 77 minutes gone. He was in a race for possession there. He clearly felt the goalkeeper, Liam Bosson, could have bailed him out, and Cummins got that ball. He didn't do so, and Cummins felt he was left with no option, with Warfield ready to pounce, but other than to take his opponent down. Cork City down to 10 players. So an opportunity now for Dean Zambra standing over this. There as well. For a moment was Chambers, but Zambra is going to try and clip this one somehow over the wall. Maybe there'll be a run in. Chambers has had a word with him. Elworthy is available as well out on the right hand side. An opportunity for Longford Town in this Extra.ie FAI Cup first round, where it's still scoreless, and Dean Zambra, who's come off the bench in the second half, hits, but straight at the goalkeeper. Really disappointing one after all of that. A nothing free kick, essentially. But Cork City now are going to have to reorganise things. And for the moment, it looks like it's going to be Cian Coleman who's going to drop back into the back three. They'd been playing three at the back, then with four in front of them. Two then immediately behind the main and only striker, Cian Murphy. Another change about to be made by Longford, and they're about to bring on Niall Barnes, number 12. And Shane Elworthy, I think, is the one making way. You can, of course, now make as many as 5 substitutions. So it's advantage Longford in terms of players out on the park right now. Coleman won that. So they've obviously made another change, and Fleming is the one who's gone into the back three, allowing Coleman to go back into his usual central midfield role. So you've got Alohu on one side, Fleming in the middle, and Kevin O'Connor just on the left-hand side of the back three. Longford have it back easily. Headed ahead here. McCabe, who's had a couple of chances. One back. Zambra, there's a Cork player down injured. It was Kevin O'Connor. Caught that time. Free kick to City. 80 minutes nearly gone. Dylan McGlade ready. Holding. Now a little bit of pace. Into the penalty area. Cannons off Zambra. Comes back out again. O'Brien takes it. McNally. Pushing it ahead here is Chambers. So Longford move the ball around cleverly. Frustrate Cork City. Hold on to possession. Give nothing away. Zambra. A. Dervin easily picked out. 2 men against him. Somehow he holds it up really, really well. That's good play. Chambers. I think the instructions from the management is keep passing, keep moving it. Trying to turn Cork City around in 6s and 7s. City in some difficulty. That's Alohu, and that's a throw to Longford Town. We'll be hoping to try and win this in normal time. Chambers throwing. Dervin. Away by Olow. Nothing an awful lot he could do about that. Just get it out of centre back spot. Denanga. Bit of cleverness on his part. He was caught there. Referee says play on. Denanga into the penalty area. Intended for Murphy. Doesn't reach him. A good run up to that point there, but the final delivery just wasn't on from the point of view of Denanga. O'Brien trying to push it through to McCabe. Fleming now operating in Graham Cummins' position. Man who came on at half time for the injured Cian Bargery. Murphy got a little flick on it, but again, as he heads it back, there's nobody there except the sweeper for Longford Town. The man sweeping at that time was Joe Manley. Good deep ball. Olohu shows a little too much of it, and somehow Longford managed to get that ball away and create a chance. Nothing quite coming of it, but City at this stage look really, they're feeling the stress and the strain. Matthew O'Brien had that last attempt. Well, on a very hot evening in Cork, I think players everywhere glad of any kind of break whatsoever they get, even when the ball just goes out of play for a moment. Alohu, and that was Warfield there, unable to link up with the player who's also come on in the last couple of minutes there, Niall Barnes. One well in the air by Gorman. On down as far as Dale Holland. Ricardo Denanga. Trying to get in towards the corner flag, maybe get a corner kick out of this. Crafty Longford players, well aware of what he was thinking. Barnes controls it. Dervin leaving it. Whipped away in the end by Joe Gorman. Well, Longford have the extra man. They should be using him. Over the head that time of Joe Manley. Here he is again. Pushed back once again towards Dean Zambra. Barnes. They have an edge right now. They're looking fresher. Unable to get by Fleming, however. Zambra again. Olou challenged, but still managed to get that ball away. Coleman unable to be as effective as he had been earlier on. His passing game was very, very good at that stage in the match. Oh, that's a poor ball given away there this time by A. Dervin. McCabe able to win it back. Dervin once again. They have the possession and the final ball is way, way too long. Well, they just needed a little bit more care and a tiny bit more invention. Stays at 0-0. 85 minutes, as you can see, just about gone. 5 to go of the 90. As Longford Town's manager Dara Doyle just checks his watch. All the players glad to have the opportunity to get a bottle of water and to refuel at this stage. Referee doesn't want to allow it. He's telling them, come on lads, back in. There is no water break. There may be a water break in every other league that we've been watching since football came back in Germany back in, was it June? But not in the League of Ireland. Occasionally it may happen, but it's more by accident than intent. 5 minutes remaining before we head for extra time and possible penalties at Turner's Cross. One in the air by Coleman. Murphy takes off. It's still Cian Murphy. Controlled well by Joe Manley. Good play by the centre back. It was a little bit loose, but eventually Joe Gorman managed to get it away. O'Brien can't win his tackle. Warfield has it. Big, strong, tall central attacker. Here he goes. And that ball is cracked almost into the far post by Aaron McCabe. Very nearly inside the far upright. But the ball skims wide of the goal once again. He's had about 3 chances. At least they are creating those opportunities, Longford Town. And a cause for some concern for Cork City that really they have been bankrupt in that respect throughout the second 45 so far. Well headed back. That time won by Joe Gorman. Coleman. Murphy tired looking. But they don't really have central attacking players to replace him. They will have when the players come out of quarantine. But that's for the league. This is for the cup. And that is taken away there by Dale Holland. Dean Zambra. O'Brien touches it on. Barnes again. Flicked in, and McCabe is again the man in position, but this time it wouldn't have counted because the flag was raised against him. He is taking up some really good positions, Aaron McCabe. Made his debut against Wexford Youths last August, and he certainly is a player to be reckoned with. They always say the important thing is to keep on trying, even if it doesn't quite work out for you at first. Not to let the head drop, but keep on attempting to get into those positions, and it will happen eventually. Liam Bosson. Chambers winning it in the air. Nobody's in any great hurry to take the throw. 2 minutes to go to the end of 90 minutes. Lowe looks absolutely drained of energy. Dale Holland instead, operating as a conventional right back at the moment. Denanga challenged. Murphy wins it, takes it back. He heads towards the penalty area each time, but there's a whole phalanx of Longford Town players there to deny space. Barnes, the counter-attack, and away too far for O'Brien. Olohu. Dervin. Good ball. Good opportunity. Fine shot in the end there by Aaron McNally this time. And Boston got down well. Lots of changes have been made by Cork City in their defensive lineup over the last 3 weeks or thereabouts. And it's showing again tonight to some extent. Even there when Graham Commons got sent off, should the goalkeeper have come a little earlier and made it easier for him. And Olohu was thinking about a back pass, and you could see he decided against it just moments ago here. But it's still 0-0. We're in the 90th minute. Well, one in the air this time. Well, now it's a case of how much time the referee is going to add on, as we're in past the 90 minutes. Board hasn't been raised just yet, I can tell you. O'Brien. Longford looking to try and win it, to seal it in 90 minutes if they can. 91, 92, it doesn't matter. O'Brien. It's very much all Longford at this stage. 3 minutes of added time just been raised. We've played a half a minute of that already. O'Brien's cross. Well, he was looking for McKay, but didn't reach him, and it's booted out eventually by Okiang. But one of those anywhere will do moments. And Longford are just picking it up, picking the loose ball. And we look like we're looking at the inevitable, that Longford will surely get an opportunity. Will they? Not if Okiang has his way. They're still trying towards Warfield, headed clear. Barnes gets it up again. Chambers this time, and it should be the goalkeepers, and that should becalm things somewhat. We're into the second minute of stoppage time. Extra time will be coming up. At least the manager Neil Fenn and the other manager Darragh Doyle will have the opportunities of having some words with their team and assessing where they are at this particular time in the evening. Coming up to about 25 minutes to 10 in Cork right now, and it's exactly the same as it was at 7:45. No goals produced by either of the teams. One more minute of stoppage time to be played before extra time beckons. Liam Bosson ready to hit this. Could City get a very late goal? Chambers to deny them with that headed clearance. Barnes up into the air. Won by Olohu, and he made sure that there was no opportunity for Matthew O'Brien to take a quick one, and it gets a little bit heated. Everybody being told just relax a little bit. Olohu was getting a tiny bit worked up. The referee wants to calm everybody down. He's issued a red card. That's the only card that he has issued in the match. It was to Graham Cummins after 77 minutes. A word to both players. Only about another 30 seconds anyway to go before the final whistle will go, except it won't be the final whistle. Zambra. Fleming got his body in the way. McGlade ready to push forward to test the pace of the Longford Town defenders. McGlade again showing a little bit of trickery. His jersey was pulled. Referee was near it, didn't take any action, however. Cian Coleman back towards McGlade again. 3 minutes has been played, but the referee did stop. McGlade pushing it back. Coleman, saved by the goalkeeper. An opportunity maybe for a winner right at the very end, and the goalkeeper Luke Dennison has rescued Longford Town. Maybe it didn't quite have the necessary power behind it as Coleman struck. It was saved. It means that the game has finished level after 90 minutes. And in this FAI Cup tie, round one, with Cork City 1, Longford Town 0, Cork City 0, Longford Town 0, the teams will have to go to 2 periods of extra time and possibly penalties. Well, the match itself provided a number of talking points, most notably, I guess, the red card issued to Graham Cummins after 77 minutes when that ball was played long downfield between Cummins and Callum Warfield, and with the goalkeeper Liam Bosson leaving it to Cummins. Cummins was somewhat beaten for pace by Warfield,